Buying a property at an auction seems very easy and simple, according to our favorite TV show. Instead, it can be a daunting task. If you are better prepared, you can, however, pick up a bargain. Hi everyone, this is Ash Ajaz, and this is my step-by-step guide to purchasing a property at an auction. Let's get started. There are 3 stages to buying a property at an auction: pre-auction, at auction, and post-successful bid. Let's look at these in detail and steps that are involved. Auction houses usually release a catalog of properties or lots being sold at their next auction at least 3 weeks before the auction. You should register your interest in the property that you like so you can be kept informed in case of any changes such as withdrawal or early sale. You can do this on Auction House's website. It is also advisable to arrange a viewing before bidding, and it is also a good idea to bring a surveyor with you to identify any structural issues. To find a bargain, you need to know the true cost of a property and set the maximum limit for what you will pay. There are many online resources you can use to assess the average value of the property, and they will also provide you information on recently sold properties in the area. It is advisable to obtain an independent valuation if you're seriously considering bidding on a property. You need to make sure you have finance in place before the auction day. Upon a successful bid, a 10% deposit is required to secure the property on the date of the auction. Completion is usually within 28 days, so it is important to ensure that the remaining funds will be available within that time frame. If you're unable to complete within the time frame set out in the contract, you may lose the 10% deposit. A popular choice for purchasing at auction is bridging finance, which you can learn more about in the video description. Also, you should speak to a financial advisor or a broker prior to the auction. Also, make sure you have funds available to pay a surveyor, solicitor, broker, and the administration fee for the auction house. Prior to the auction, the seller will provide an auction legal pack via the auctioneer. This includes information such as office copy entries and plan for the property, special conditions of sale, including details whether property is sold vacant or let, when will completion take place, and any additional costs for which the buyer will be responsible. Local authority searches such as energy performance certificates, and leases and tenancy agreements if applicable. The pack may also contain other searches such as environmental search, drainage, and water search. It is standard practice for the buyer to pay for these searches if they are a successful bidder. It is extremely important that the auction pack is checked by a legal advisor prior to the auction. Although auctions are a great place for a bargain, they also attract properties that may be unmortgageable or leave the buyer with significant costs following completion. For example, properties with inadequate tenancy agreements, properties where tenants have stopped paying rent, missing title deeds or documents, or properties affected by outstanding enforcement notices. By instructing a legal advisor to check the pack before the auction, a lot of these issues can be discovered, which will allow you to make a decision whether to proceed with the purchase, carry out further checks, or negotiate with the seller. You are required to register with the auction house prior to the auction date so they can do their due diligence such as anti-money laundering checks. Information that you will need to provide them includes photo ID, recent proof of address, contact details, and a credit or debit card. Finally, it is auction day. You have decided on a property and you are ready to bid. Bidding can be more complicated than it sounds. I will be covering some useful tips about bidding at an auction in another video in detail. Congratulations, you are the successful bidder. You will now need to sign the contract with the seller's solicitor at the auction, at which point contracts will be officially exchanged. This means that you're now legally bound to buy the property and pay the 10% deposit. You will also receive a copy of the auction pack and contract signed by the seller, which will set out the completion date, normally 28 days from the date of the auction. It is also vital that you have a solicitor arranged for conveyancing to start straight away. You now need to prepare the final balance of funds to be sent to your solicitor in time for completion. On completion date, you will complete the purchase and collect the keys from the auctioneer. So guys, this was my step-by-step guide to purchasing a property at an auction. Hope you found it useful. Please check out some of the other videos appearing on your screens right now. Give this channel a subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.